If you're thinking about selling your home, one question is probably on the top of your mind. How much is my home really worth in today's market? The answer might surprise you. Many homeowners rely on online estimates and assume they're getting an accurate picture of their home's value, only to discover later that the market has seen things very differently. And when it comes to selling your home in El Paso, Texas, or New Mexico, pricing correctly from day one can make a significant difference in how quickly your home sells and how much money you ultimately put in your pocket. I'm Joanne Garcia, realtor and trusted home advisor, serving homeowners throughout El Paso and New Mexico. And in this video, I'm going to explain why online home value estimates can be misleading. Now, realtors determine true market value, the risk of overpricing, what buyers are actually comparing when they shop for homes, and how the right pricing strategy can sometimes create multiple offers. So let's start with Zillow or other online home value tools. While these websites can provide a rough estimate, they don't know exactly the way that your home does or will do here on the market. They can't fully account for upgrades you've made. They don't see the condition of the property. They don't see your lot size or maybe your views. They don't know your floor plan or how your home compares to similar properties that recently sold in your neighborhood. And they definitely don't know whether you have clutter or you have some strange smells in your home. I've seen homes in El Paso, New Mexico, where the online estimate was off by tens of thousands of dollars. Sometimes it's too high, sometimes it's too low. The problem is that these automated systems rely heavily on public data and algorithms. Real estate is much more personal and local than that. So how do realtors determine market value? Well, we use what's called a comparative market analysis, or a CMA. That involves studying recently sold homes in the area. We study the active listings, pending sales, some of the neighborhood trends, the property condition in regards to yours compared to others, upgrades, location, and definitely buyer demand. We look for homes that buyers would realistically compare to yours. For example, two homes may have the same square footage, but one has a remodeled kitchen, maybe a newer roof or an updated HVAC system, and exceptional curb appeal. Those differences matter. Buyers notice them and the market reflects them. One of the biggest mistakes sellers make in assuming that they can always lower the price later is if their home doesn't sell. While that sounds reasonable, overpricing can actually cost you money. Here's why. The first few weeks your home is on the market are often when buyers' interest is the highest. Then, when your listing is fresh, it gets the most attention. If your home is priced too high, buyers may skip it entirely. Some won't even schedule a showing because they believe it's outside their budget or not worth the asking price compared to competing homes. As time passes, buyers start asking questions. They wonder, why has this home not sold? Eventually, price reductions become necessary, and sometimes the home ends up selling for less than it could have if you would have just priced it correctly from the beginning. Now, I've also had a lot of home sellers that say, let's price it a little bit higher to give me room to negotiate. Instead, price it right, get multiple offers, and increase the price that way. Now, let's talk about the buyers and what they're looking for when they're comparing homes. Today's buyers are extremely informed. Before, I used to have to explain to buyers, hey, this is a home with 3 bedrooms, 4 baths, a certain square footage. But now they already know everything online. They've looked at pictures, they've compared prices, they already know all the features that your home has, and they know the value before they even walk through the front door. They're comparing your home against every other available property in that same price range. They're asking questions like, does this home have updated features? How about, how does the condition of this home compare to other homes? Is the location desirable? Or what other homes can I buy for the same amount and what am I missing out on? That's why pricing isn't just about what you want to get for your home. It's about how your home fits into the current market and all the alternatives that are available to home buyers. The good news is that proper pricing can actually create competition. I mentioned that before. When a home is priced strategically, it attracts more attention, more showings, and more qualified buyers. In some situations, especially when inventory is limited and demand is strong, multiple buyers may compete, yes, for your same property. I've seen sellers in both El Paso and New Mexico receive strong offers because their homes are priced correctly from the start. Buyers felt the value was there and the urgency created momentum. That's a much better position to be in than chasing the market with repeated price reductions. Another important factor is timing. Market conditions can change throughout the year. Interest rates, inventory levels, buyer demand, and local economic factors all influence the home's value. That's why a home valuation from 6 months ago may not reflect today's market in reality. The bottom line is this. Your home's value isn't determined by an online estimate or what a neighbor's house sold for 3 years ago. It's determined by the qualified buyer, what they're willing to pay in today's market based on your current competition and local conditions. If you're considering selling, don't guess when it comes to one of your largest financial assets. If you're considering selling, don't guess when it comes to one of your largest financial assets. Get accurate information so you can make confident decisions and maximize your opportunities. Want to know what your home could sell for in today's market? Visit my website, europasohomes.com, and get your free home seller's guide. And then reach out and book a free consultation with me, your realtor, Joanne Garcia.